I could relax my hyper-puckered anus only to realize that the 2 brain cells he came into the game with were left up top and things weren't going to get any better. Turns out those 2 brain cells couldn't be found up top either, as he indeed did go back up there to check, but the only thing he found was more of the exact same feeding failure montage clips that he has more than enough of already. This was quickly escalating into an all-hands-on-deck emergency situation where multiple men at once were being called in to assist with the shit fest, but this big gay man was all for it. The more the merrier when it came to grown-ass dudes visiting him at home, and he was absolutely benefiting. This was forcing a level of desperation in amongst the boys down here to get ahead and carry against the Fed forces up top, but unfortunately greed rhymes with feed, and when I saw the teleportation notification of Kwame coming down to show me how many kills he had, I was forced to give my shutdown to the menstruating Adam's family mate instead. At one point we did catch these 2 in a worse spot than a raw zucchini at an all-women's prison, but I had to play it slow as shit knowing that Hagrid's ballsack could push one button and erase the voting majority of my health bar in one global, so we took our time and things were looking good. That is until Booker T showed up late to the party, and even though we had the numbers advantage, my front line was dedicated to being a better window than a door and granting free admission to my personal anus to any legendary tank chasing us down, so I fucked up by thinking 4 is greater than 3 and ended up paying the ultimate price. That said, I had a pretty good arrangement worked out with my support where he would hire a bunch of help from the underground society of his relatives, and I would launch the large triangular simulator of death to contribute to the noble cause of committing a double homicide with my friends. At one point we saw Riot's token gay champ bot lane, and I initially figured I would be too late to get my kill participation, but Diego proved to be impossible to underestimate, which reminded me that this is League of Tanks and a 5% health fed top lane tank could twist my nipples hard enough to make me forget my safe word, so we took it slow and eventually I did that last 5% of his health. After killing Kwame I figured maybe I will just stick with Man Bear Pig and that will stop his feeding. I was completely wrong about the effect that would have on me. And so we were dead, looking to give up, the enemy breaching our base, with a huge advantage, and I knew that if I were to carry this game,
I cannot be good. I must be perfection.
I started loitering in Drake's backyard hoping to get a spot on Kendrick's next rap, and seeing as I was in the area I decided to piss on Deadpool's parade with a deep line drive into left field before hearing my entire team mumble Marco and I was going to be their polo or some shit, when in reality I just wanted to be present to see this golden girl thaw out and hopefully steal some gold for participating. We got in formation like a group of rehearsed drag queens at the Olympics ready to breach the base. We knew the dumb ones in the group wouldn't make it, but I was determined to figure out what this new Hermione bitch does and learn how to kill her. I started following my jungler around the map, not because I thought he could get kills, but I liked his large sword and figured if I was close when he died I could power up attorney that shit to me in the will, only to realize that my counting services would end up being needed. That ruined simp did end up meeting his maker, which made the bad guys think they could wrangle a toothy water python uninterrupted, but little did they know I arranged a supply chain of death rockets to be launched in their direction, and I wasn't going to discriminate on who received them no matter what the race, sexuality, or how many kills my brain dead top laner fed them. I followed up with a rooter scooter on the barbershop employee who went rogue, which long story short was his final moments, and then I escorted the boys towards that chick wizard who I didn't bother learning anything about because I know if it was designed in the last 2 years it's bullshit. We secured Baron, which ended up being a buy one get a free Vagar deal, and things were starting to look up. Then in a brief moment of genius mid, my static shift tech was all set to work as it procced. I rooted the bitch and launched the death simulator. Totally an easy kill, no editing, funny business, and then I cut off the escape route of that Katniss fashionista. Brief moment of genius mid, my static shift tech was all set to work as it procced. I rooted the bitch and launched the death simulator. Totally an easy kill, no editing, funny business, and then I cut off the escape route of that Katniss fashionista. Team fights were starting to look less like the remedial section of a kindergarten choir, and I was appropriately staying in the back of the fights so that I could distribute damage without having to receive it myself, and my hopes of winning this game were growing. That is until a top lane orgy broke out, and I guess my ult was feeling extra socialism-y that day because everyone shared an equal amount of its damage, and then I was rudely reminded of why so many streamers are quitting League this season. Because tank meta is unfun, total bullshit, and just insufferable to deal with. Please see Exhibit F your IoT. But I stuck to my guns, ready to put my life on the line to defend the northern inhibitor, and even though like a drug-addicted stripper I danced like my life depended on it, a bitch named Zanya invented something that gave me a case of the blue balls and I died. But not long after I was in a safe place to conduct my business, as long boys were being sent via airmail right into the peckers of a bunch of shitters, which wore them down and left Giga Tank Kwame all alone for me to pester until he pissed off, showing that with full build there was now nothing on the rift that I couldn't kill, except for a jungle camp apparently. That said, the one combo that never failed us all game where my support brings in a Yellowstone forest tsunami and I zoom way the fuck out to get some nice pictures of all the people it kills, and with it we got a few more, breached straight into that red color themed base towards the Nexus. It's common practice for all the shitters to believe at the end of the game that their own performance was the reason they won, but I couldn't help feeling like I contributed to a good cause in this one myself, and this static shiv on Jin Tech was to thank.
This is simply unbelievable. An AI model that is open and is available for free for all of us, and it did something that I thought was previously impossible. It rivals some of the best AI assistants out there like GPT-4o. And it has almost every feature you could possibly need. And luckily, you fellow scholars can try it right now. It took me some time to get through the 92-page paper to be able to give you the good stuff. And I'm not done yet, but here are a few surprising things that I found. Dear fellow scholars, this
On the razor's edge.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I am your darkness.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Pledge life to honor.
First blood. Minions have spawned. An enemy has been slain.
They won't survive. There's nowhere to hide. I never compromise. Enjoy. Don't cross me. Razor's edge. Your
An enemy has been slain.
to me. Only fools.
An enemy has been slain.
They won't survive. There's nowhere to hide.
An ally has been slain.
I never compromise.
slain.
Don't cross me. Let's finish this quickly. This blade's my favorite. On the razor's edge.
An ally has been slain.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Let's life to honor.
Ally has been slain.
Another body for the gutter.
Enemy killing spree.
So
Double kill.
This is no challenge.
An ally has been slain.
There's nowhere to hide. I never compromise.
An ally has been slain.
Their bones will wet my blade. Don't cross me. Let's finish this quickly. On the razor's edge. allegiances mean nothing to me. Only fools pledge life to honor. They won't survive. There's nowhere to hide. I never compromise. Don't cross me.
An enemy has been slain.
Enjoy the taste.
Killing spree. Shut down.
Let's finish this quickly. On the razor's edge. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
Been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Only fools live life to honor.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. You have slain an enemy. You have been slain.
There's nowhere to hide.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I never
Your turret has been destroyed.
Don't cross me.
You have been slain.
How you die is who you are.
Let's finish this quickly. On the razor's edge.
Enemy killing spree.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
An ally has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. Shut down.
I will remember your name and shout it forever.
Only fools pledge life to honor.
Enemy killing spree.
They won't survive.
An ally has been slain.
There's nowhere to hide.
Killing spree. An ally has been slain.
Don't cross me. Let's finish this quickly. On the razor's edge.
Your team has destroyed the turret.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
You have slain an enemy. Your turret has been destroyed.
Only fools.
An ally has been slain. Slain.
There's nowhere to hide. I never compromise.
Shut down. Your turret has been destroyed. You have been slain.
Don't cross me.
Your team has destroyed a turret. An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill.
Enjoy the taste of steel.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Stand up. Face me again.
Let's finish this quickly.
Your turret has been destroyed.
For the gutter.
An ally has been slain.
On the razor's edge. Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Only fools pledge life to honor.
enemy has been slain. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Ally has been slain. Shut down.
There's nowhere to hide. This place is my favorite. I never compromise. Don't cross me.
Double kill. Enemy triple kill.
Finish this quickly.
An enemy has been slain.
The razor's edge. Allegiances mean nothing to me.
An ally has been slain. Enemy rampage. Enemy double kill. Triple kill. An ally has been slain.
Only fools pledge life to honor.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Pathetic. They won't survive.
An ally has been slain.
There's nowhere to hide. I never compromise.
Mortality is truly divine.
Ally has been slain. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Defeat.
I'm standing today because I sit way too much and have the posture of a gremlin. It's good to have you here. Let's get into the league news. First up today, we've got a couple of ranked updates. From the Twitter of Froxon, the Riot gameplay lead, comes this announcement to help further combat botted accounts and also Smurf accounts. Even after leveling to 30, I think it is, players will need to undergo a minimum of 10 Summoners Rift League games to be able to play ranked. This is due to the majority, if not all, Smurf accounts being leveled in bot games or ARAMs. In extension of this, because this literally already exists, Riot will be monitoring those 10 games to avoid placement abusing. For a fairly long time, your normal games have been tracked, and this has a correlation to what your games will be like in your ranked placements. So in short, if you suck at normals, your ranked placements will be in lower tiers, think below gold. But if you consistently perform well in normals, your ranked placements will be in the higher games, think platinum plus. So with this change, Riot is preemptively acting against people running those 10 games down to getting lower and therefore easier to win placement matches. This is actually really good foresight from Riot. Oh, and also with the rank changes, they're making it so you can't decline matches as much anymore. If you decline 2 queues, it'll trigger a timed queue lockout, and after 1 decline, you'll get a warning about it. They say it's because people are kind of abusing the decline mechanic, however that works. I think this is fine. If you queue up, you should kind of already be ready to play, and they even said in this statement that they understand real life happens, which is why you can still decline, but just make sure you get out of queue if something does come up. Moving on, Swain is in the rework scope. From League of Leaks, we have this summary of goals Riot will be trying to achieve with his rework. It looks like they're trying to give him a bit more versatility instead of being pigeonholed into the long duration teamfight Drain Mage class that he specializes in at the moment. They want to make him less reliant on Rylai's, stronger in skirmishes, and shifting his support identity to Emacs. I think all these changes sound great because in my experience, Swain is either solo winning teamfights or the most useful champ ever. So I'm excited to see what versatility they can bring out with this rework. Up next, there's been a bit of controversy in the grand finals between Team Encon and Team Myth of ES LoL Summer 2024. In a 5-game series with Encon leading 2-1, a Myth player disconnected due to a hardware failure. That is, his PC or monitor or keyboard or something went wrong. Something of the physical nature. Following this, the referee mistakenly kept the game going, which goes against even the official rules saying the game should have been stopped, but that ultimately gave Encon the series victory. ES LoL has also taken no responsibility and even went as far as blaming the players for listening to the referee in what was ultimately an I'd love to share because I've seen a ton of people playing balloons lately, and I think this whole concept is so sick, and I'm honestly surprised I don't see more of this kind of thing. From the mind of Rollo Sorio, sorry if I mispronounced that, as always. And
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I try?
당연하지.
Can I kick it? Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Speaking of sharing things, I need to share this dude's talent because this is just unparalleled. Coming from the well-known Captain Flowers is this incredible casting clip where he casts 2 fights simultaneously on opposite sides of the map in the LCS. Just check this out.
Yawn and Core continuing their disengage as the heal is used. Nice deadly flourish from Yawn to lock up Tactical, who's down to 100 HP. And Ole's got to try to keep him protected here. Meanwhile, topside, that's going to be a 2v2 up there as well. Ole knocked up into the air while the stun on Castle come out from Impact with a slicing Maelstrom might turn into a kill. Ole going to sidestep deadly flourish here in the bottom lane at the same time as Impact misses that Shuriken. Castle gets away back underneath the Turbine Tactical, and Ole going to be doing the same thing. Team Liquid made 2 moves in 2 places.
It's actually so insane to me that his mental processes can work this way, and the speed and clarity in which he speaks while trying to process what's actually happening on the screen is like really nuts. This dude has to have a whole extra hemisphere in his brain, I swear. And onto the main and last topic of the day, saving best to last, we have the reveal of Worlds 2023 winners T1 skins. On your screen is each design, including a leaked splash art, which I thought were fine, I guess, until I read the amount of work and detail that went into each skin, and it really made me appreciate them more and not just view them as a cash grab. On your screen is the design concept, saying it was based around 4 gods and the return of the king with
In order to watch and understand this video, you need to set your playback speed to 0.25 times. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's begin. Today's video is going to be a bit strange, and apologies if I sound like a robot, but we're about to make some YouTube history together, so cut me some slack. You see, 2 years ago, I made this video here that absolutely breaks YouTube. Now, for a channel like mine that gets 1 million views on average, this video sits at 7 times that, and it is on track to become the most viewed video on my channel by the end of the year. But why is that? Well, the average video on YouTube has around a 30% retention rate. However, we can break and manipulate this retention statistic by having you watch a video to slower speed. If you watch a video at 0.25 times speed, you're watching it 4 times slower, meaning that in order to reach the 1 minute mark, you have to watch it for 4 minutes. From YouTube's perspective, it's adding 4 minutes of watch time and audience retention for each 1 minute. Despite my many years on YouTube, I've never had a video reach an 8-figure view count before, and I want to achieve this before I reach 4 million subscribers. And logically, no matter how much effort I actually put into a regular video, this is still going to be my best bet of breaking 10 million views. So let's do it together with the power of exploiting this platform's algorithmic design. And this is much more powerful than the last one. You see, a 0.5 times video lets you watch 200% of a video, but a 0.25 speed video lets you watch 400%. That's 4 times the normal maximum possible retention. But we can take it even further. If you loop this video's playback at the 4 times watch speed, we can theoretically reach a near infinite loop and ascend this video into having the highest average view retention that has ever been recorded. And when we achieve this, YouTube will start handing out impressions everywhere, because every second you spend watching this video is vastly more powerful than time you could spend watching anything else I've created. So chances are this bad boy is going to get viral.
Allegiances mean nothing to me.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Let's finish this quickly.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
They won't survive. Don't cross me.
First blood.
I never compromise. Only fools pledge life to honor. There's nowhere to hide. Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Enjoy the taste of steel. Harness emotion. Let's finish this quickly.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Another body.
Ally has been slain.
They won't survive. On the razor's edge. Don't cross me.
An enemy has been slain.
This is no challenge. I never compromise. Only fools pledge life to honor. There's nowhere to hide. Your allegiances mean nothing. Raise chaos. The wind of change.
have been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Let's finish this quickly. They won't survive.
Executed.
Let me give you a hug.
An ally has been slain.
Don't cross me.
An ally has been slain.
I never compromise. Only fools pledge life to
Emotion.
You have been slain.
There's nowhere to hide. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
The universe craves chaos.
Let's finish this quickly.
Have been slain.
They won't survive.
An ally has been slain.
On the razor's edge.
Killing spree.
Don't cross me. I never compromise. Only fools pledge life to honor.
Killing spree.
There's nowhere to hide.
An ally has been slain. Rampage. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Let's finish this quickly. They won't survive. The universe craves chaos. On the razor's edge.
Your turret has been destroyed.
The universe craves chaos.
Slain an enemy. You have been slain. Ally has been slain.
I never compromise. Only fools pledge life to honor. Motion.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. Another demand.
Your allegiance is nothing. Let's finish this quickly.
Your team has destroyed the turret. You have been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. Slain.
They won't survive. On the razor's edge. Don't cross me.
An enemy has been slain. Enemy killing spree. Enemy double kill. You have slain an enemy.
Only fools pledge life to honor.
Enemy rampage.
Nowhere to hide.
Primordial detonation.
Enemy double kill. An enemy has been slain. Enemy killing spree. Enemy killing spree.
They won't survive. On the razor's edge.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Don't cross me.
An enemy has been slain. Enemy rampage. An enemy is unstoppable.
Only fools pledge life to honor.
An enemy is unstoppable.
Enjoy the taste of steel. There's nowhere to hide. Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Let's finish this quickly.
An Enemy dominating.
They won't survive.
An ally has been slain. Enemy rampage. An enemy has been slain.
I never compromise.
You have slain an enemy. You have been slain.
See if you can handle this.
Only fools pledge life to honor.
Shut down.
There's nowhere to hide.
You have slain an enemy.
Hug.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
An enemy has been slain. Shut down.
Let's finish this quickly.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
An opening. Now's my chance.
An ally has been slain.
Let me give you a heart.
On the razor's edge. Don't cross me.
Your turret has been destroyed. You have been slain. An enemy has been
I never compromise. Only fools pledge life to honor.
An ally has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret.
There's nowhere to hide. Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Let's finish this quickly.
Defeat.
And before you hop on down to the comment section to play some prime real estate or promote your YouTube channel, I think it's probably best to use the comment section as a way to track viewership milestones. So if you're watching right now, I personally want you to write down the view count of this video. It's going to make it much easier to track. And of course, if you
How am I supposed to compete with a hedge fund out of Texas on buying a home? It makes you feel insane because it's like there's a conspiracy against me at this point.
If you're looking for a place to live right now, you face a radically different housing market than people did even just 15 years ago. Home prices have gone up, rents have gone up, evictions have increased, and a whole group of would-be home buyers has been priced out of homeownership, becoming permanent renters.
People want to own the American dream. They don't want to rent the American dream.
They've been replaced by an industry that treats our communities and neighborhoods like a day trader treats stocks, just something to buy and sell to maximize return.
It's been catastrophic.
Really just a few firms have been able to target and corner the market here. Their business model is built on exploitation and on having a very uneven playing field tilted in their favor.
So who exactly is behind this? We went to the cities at the center of this crisis to understand how single-family homes became big business.
Yo nunca he hablado con los dueños, solamente con las personas que trabajan para el dueño.
For the last 7 years, Sandra de los Santos has rented this house in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now she's packing up. In a few weeks, she and her family have to leave.
Yo le dije a la compañía que hace 2 años la casa se venía llenando de moho, pero ellos nunca me habían hecho caso.
From the beginning, Sandra's had problems with the rental. Every time it rained, water flooded into the house. Then came the mold.
Mi esposo tuvo que cambiar esa pared para que no nos afectara, porque mis hijos, prácticamente ellos cada mes estaban enfermando. Eran desvelos de mis hijos, no íbamos a trabajar por hacer todo eso, y ellos no nos han compensado con ni $1. Nunca, al contrario, nos suben las rentas.
It's been years and she's been asking for repairs.
Jessica Moreno is a housing organizer who's helping Sandra.
They got their rent raised every year. They do what they can to make sure the rent is paid every single month. And then on top of that, they still have to fix the home.
When she looked into Sandra's landlord, she found it's a Texas-based private equity firm that's among the largest owners of single-family homes in the country.
She rents from a corporate landlord called Amherst. Just in Charlotte, Amherst owns 1,583 homes. When you think of landlords, you think of someone that has maybe 2 houses, right? That's not what we're dealing with. We're dealing with, backed by Wall Street, corporations that own thousands of homes.
Sandra says she spent $25,000 repairing the house, and Amherst hasn't paid her back for any of it.
They actually have an office here in Charlotte, which we went to, and it's 2 suites that are filled with boxes. No one's there.
After Sandra protested publicly, the company finally contacted her and sent an inspector to the house. Then they offered her $2,000 to leave.
It's a slap in the face. Of course she said no, she wasn't going to take that. Then they said that she would have to leave at the end of her lease. She was forced out of her community, and a lot of people are under that situation.
This is a problem that didn't exist 10 or 15 years ago.
Taylor Shelton is a geographer who maps the ownership of single-family homes.
Prior to the 2008 foreclosure crisis, large corporations were really not involved in the single-family rental market at all.
After the 2008 crash, Wall Street saw an opportunity in millions of foreclosed homes, especially in the Sunbelt cities hardest hit.
What the foreclosure crisis presented was a mass of available inventory for extremely cheap.
So when property values skyrocketed over the next decade, the proceeds went to Wall Street, not to the people who now rented the homes. The result has been a housing recovery without a homeowner recovery. By 2022, large investors were buying more than 1 in every 4 single-family homes sold in the US.
The absolute largest companies really there are 2. The first is Invitation Homes, which is a publicly traded real estate investment trust. The next biggest actor is Progress Residential, which is owned by a private equity firm, Pretium Partners, based in New York City on Wall Street. After those 2 biggest companies, there's really 4 more. Amherst Holdings, based in Texas, First Key Homes, owned by Cerberus Capital Management, American Homes for Rent, now known as AMH, and then Tricon American Homes. There's really 3 things that these landlords are able to do. The first is these landlords raise rent and fees at much faster rates than any other type of landlord. The second thing is that eviction is a really core part of their business model. Institutional investors are way more likely to file for eviction, not as a kind of last resort, but actually at the very first moment they're able to. And then the third thing is that we know these companies are actually producing worse outcomes in terms of building maintenance. So they are in effect providing a worse product for higher prices.
Live and die by the blade.
In Atlanta, Wall Street landlords now own more than a quarter of single-family homes. I met up with Robbie Caban, an Atlanta broker who's been working in real estate for over a decade.
What I've seen is that my clientele, that buying pool of first-time homeowners or elderly who are downsizing, with limited income, like veterans and so on, they're no longer able to purchase. They have just been wiped out because they cannot compete with the other buyers in the market.
Tell me more about the corporate buyers. What influence have you seen them have on the market here?
It's been catastrophic. Truly, the pool of homes available has been so diminished that, in essence, normal people who have just general lending on limited funds are priced out, and they're forced into rentals. And because those same companies control the rentals, there are very little options. When a cash buyer can come in, like the corporate buyers, and buy within 5 days, no appraisal, virtually no inspection, as is, how can a person who needs 30 days or more, needs an inspection, needs a due diligence period, needs an appraisal for the bank it's required, compete with that? They can't.
According to one study, the shift from owning to renting has resulted in over $1 billion of lost equity for renters over the last 10 years, and that's just in Atlanta.
I paid $24,000 last year for a place that I have nothing to show for.
Austin Hunter is a cabinet maker whose last 3 landlords have been different investment firms, most recently First Key Homes. In the last 6 years, Austin's rent has doubled. Long term, he thinks it might make more sense just to live in his van.
How am I supposed to compete with a hedge fund from Texas that's trying to buy a house when any house that I could ostensibly afford, they're coming in with cash? It really feels like I'm pushing a boulder up the hill and continually getting bludgeoned by the boulder coming back down on me.
Corporate owners of single-family homes argue that they don't contribute to the housing crisis, pointing to the fact that nationally, they own less than 10% of the market. But if you're looking for a place to live, the market you care about isn't national. It's one neighborhood versus another. And in some cities, these firms are building local monopolies.
The way these companies' business practices have evolved is essentially to avoid competing with one another through this geographic targeting. Invitation Homes tends to purchase in, on average, wealthier and whiter communities. Progress and Main Street Renewal tend to focus on somewhat poor, predominantly black neighborhoods. In some neighborhoods, it's upwards of 50 or even 75% of all single-family rentals are owned by these large Wall Street investors. That element of market power is really significant in the way these companies operate, really meaning that if you want to live in a given neighborhood, you're forced into working with a single landlord.
Today, my administration is sending a very clear message to corporate landlords.
In July, the Biden-Harris administration announced a new plan to slow rent increases.
We're going to cap rent increases at no more than 5% a year, period.
The proposal follows another effort by Democrats in Congress to address corporate landlords' control over the housing market.
We should get the hedge funds out of the housing business.
Senator Merkley's bill.
Looking up to the stars on a bitingly clear night, a horizon away from the nearest town, you'll feel alone. But as your eyes adjust, you are embraced by the light of an entire universe. Surrounded by such scale and wonder, it's hard in that moment to imagine that we are it, isn't it? That we are the only life the universe will ever know, confined as we are on this pale blue dot. Perhaps we are alone. Or maybe, just maybe, given enough time, nature's laws conspire to make life not just probable, but inevitable. I'm Alex McColgan, and you're watching Astrum. Join me today as we explore the chaotic transition from chemistry to biology on our planet, seeking answers to some of the most debated and fervent questions in science. What is life? How could life have emerged on Earth in an environment that would kill us as we are today? And can it begin all over again elsewhere in the universe, or even on our own planet?
Ontdek al onze grote attracties en kom naar Madurodam. Ja, Madurodam. Dat had je niet verwacht, hè?
Kijk eens, netjes. Ga jij maar even fluiten? Dat is ook leuk.
We're just here for you. We're just here for you. We're just here for you.
En Toyota rij je nooit alleen voor jezelf.
To begin to answer those questions, let's imagine that while walking across a barren desert, your foot kicks a stone. It wouldn't occur to you that someone put it there or crafted it, since the stone is too simple an object. Now, imagine instead that you stumble across a glistening, precision-made, embossed gold pocket watch. William Haley argued that because, unlike a stone, a watch obviously requires a designer, you'd have to assume that someone had made the watch and placed it there. And because, when you truly think about it, life is far more intricate than a watch, life too must require a designer. It's a compelling argument, isn't it? Even the simplest forms of life are far, far more intricate than a watch, and if a watch requires a designer, surely so must life. Unfortunately, the argument doesn't quite work. But why? What really is the difference between a man-made machine and mankind? Charles Darwin's work on evolution and the origin of species crystallized the idea that life evolves and that all life began from one common ancestor. Therefore, I should infer from analogy that probably all the organic beings which ever have lived on this earth have descended from some one primordial form into which life was first breathed. And there it is, emergence, life from chemistry, something different than the sum of its parts. Darwin understood that life needs no designer. It is able to be more intricate than a watch without a designer because it is a complex, adaptive system driven by natural selection. It has the ability to evolve. A watch is merely complicated. But before we go back 4 billion years to uncover life's genesis on Earth, we should probably all agree on what it is we're looking for. What do you think defines life? What makes something alive? If you're struggling for an answer, don't worry. Even NASA can't get 3 words into their definition without being challenged. This is science at the bleeding edge. NASA defines life as a self-sustaining chemical system capable of Darwinian evolution. Prominent scientists argue that life is not strictly self-sustaining. Life requires an environment with which it has a dynamic relationship, where life draws its energy in raw materials and expels its waste. An environment that is full of free energy, an environment that sustains life. Life's relationship with its environment is crucial to understanding how life is possible. You see, life is, at first glance, in defiance of the second law of thermodynamics. How does the beautiful design of a bacterial cell, with its incredible complexity, control, and order, seemingly defy entropy and emerge out of a structureless chemical soup? According to the second law, entropy should always increase, and systems should get more disordered with time, not less. It was Erwin Schrödinger who realized that it is the environment that picks up the thermodynamic cost in his book, What is Life, in 1944. On closer inspection, when we include the environment that sustains life, entropy does increase overall. The second law of thermodynamics is not broken. In fact, entropy increases faster with life than without. It is this that led Jeremy England, a professor at MIT, to say, you start with a random clump of atoms, and if you shine a light on it for long enough, it should not be so surprising that you get a plant. Life is incredibly effective at transforming energy and increasing entropy. How effective? Let's compare it to the brightest and most powerful object in the solar system, the sun. In just 58 microseconds, it produces more energy than our species has in its entire history. Pound for pound, though, humans output a staggering 6,000 times more power at rest than the sun. Despite creating extremely localized order, life degrades free energy to heat, increasing entropy in the universe overall. Unsurprisingly, given that you're watching this video, it's clear that entropy allows for, or even encourages, the development of life. So how did the building blocks of life seemingly defy entropy in constructing order from chaos? How does a living cell build up to empower itself, encode itself with DNA, construct itself too, and have the ability to evolve? And how can it do it all piece by piece while being functional at every step, even though each part is essential? How on earth could life emerge? Well, there is little consensus on the precise way that life actually emerged on Earth, but let's explore the molecules that, without exception, build every single life form on Earth. Perhaps life offers clues to its own origin. The key basic building blocks life uses today, in no particular order, are fatty acids, amino acids, and nucleotides. And all 3 are believed to have been present on the early Earth, and have even been found on asteroids in our solar system. The first are fatty acids, and despite having little chemical functionality, they create structure and have an extraordinary function built in. These long-chain molecules make up cell walls of all life on Earth, and are believed to have made the first membranes of protocells. Membranes are barriers, and fundamental to create an individual unit. After all, you can't have a house without walls, or a country without borders. That's not a political statement. Remarkably, cell-like structures made from fatty acids form spontaneously in water. As anyone who's failed to make a simple mayonnaise will know all too well, oil and water don't like to mix. These fatty acids, with a water-loving head and a water-hating tail, will spontaneously arrange to minimize water's contact with the tail and maximize it with the head. These simple pressures can create a bilayer membrane with a cavity for an early cell to call home. This is called a liposome. Unbelievably, these liposomes can also spontaneously divide and speed up chemical reactions by encapsulating and concentrating the molecules in a smaller space. This is a perfect example how unexpected lifelike behaviors can emerge out of the laws of quantum mechanics. But won't these crude divisions just go wrong and kill the cell?
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Never compromise.
"30 seconds until minions spawn.
Nowhere to hide. They won't survive.
Minions have spawned.
On the razor's edge. Pathetic. Ha!
A summoner has disconnected. Victory!
Cell more often than not in a hot, salty water? Well, yes, there's a good chance. However, the environment isn't a simple system. It's impure. There are other molecules floating around that can stabilize the cell walls further, like amino acids. A diverse range of these building blocks were present on early Earth and are even present in our solar system. Today, life uses 20 different amino acids to make all the cellular machinery within us, like enzymes and ion channels, as well as larger structures like muscle and hair. There is a miraculous relationship between amino acids that make up proteins and our next building blocks, nucleotides. A relationship that is important in helping us to understand how life's informational system may have emerged. The ability of life to create and store information is achieved by nucleotides, which are present today in RNA and DNA. RNA is believed to be involved in the origin of life because short chains of RNA serve another simpler purpose. They can also catalyze some chemical reactions, which perhaps kickstarted life's early chemistry. Nucleotides have other functions too, and feature in several vitally important molecules like ATP and ADP, the pair of molecules that drive work in a cell, acetyl coenzyme A, and vitamin B12. In fact, every living cell today relies on what's known as the central dogma. DNA is translated to RNA, which encodes proteins.
Kraanwater, nu met bubbels en smaak. De nieuwe Lexus LBX. Het is uw leven. Maak elk moment buitengewoon. De nieuwe Lexus LBX.
This is strong evidence that all life on Earth can be traced back to one life form, Luca, the last universal common ancestor. The central dogma is a highly evolved system that has redundancy and error correcting built in, but the ability of RNA to encode proteins may have much simpler beginnings, one that doesn't require enzymes, one driven in part by the same physical pressures as fatty acids forming a cell-like structure, a mechanism that could have introduced information to protocells. You see, different RNA bases can encode specific amino acids. This means that a random string of RNA in early protocells could have produced a non-random string of amino acids, which could have conferred an advantage to the protocell containing it. Perhaps the amino acid stabilized the membrane, and it would have been more likely to survive and divide, potentially reproducing that information and passing it on. So now we have a great primordial soup of molecular potential. We have the thermodynamic encouragement. We need the one mechanism that is crucial to all theories: selection. Without selection pressures, in 14 billion years, molecular complexity wouldn't have moved much past basic molecules like these, let alone a complex enzyme, because you'd be relying on random processes with very low probabilities. Very much like shaking a bag of Lego bricks together for a few years and expecting a perfectly formed Death Star to pop out. As the size of a molecule grows, the space of possible configurations grows absurdly quickly, and the probability that even one specific molecule can be made in a useful quantity by chance falls to near zero. And that's just for one molecule, let alone a gold pocket watch. The creationists may have a point. Incredibly though, research suggests that the proposed chemical reactions on early Earth were capable of a kind of evolution way before they transitioned to life. Some chemical reaction pathways can produce molecules that catalyze the pathway itself. These are known as autocatalytic. This catalysis increases the flow of resources through one pathway, potentially away from a competing pathway, and therefore increases the first success. When these pathways loop around on themselves, they are known as autocatalytic sets. These are nascent forms of metabolism. Crucially, these metabolisms are spontaneous and can exist without the need for evolved enzymes. We have seen how the molecules present on early Earth interact and produce lifelike behaviors without the need for the highly specialized cellular control. Much of life's chemistry may indeed be spontaneous: metabolism, chemical selection, division, information transfer, but in order for life to emerge and for all these processes to come together, we need time. But incredibly, not much time at all. The Earth formed around 4.54 billion years ago. The Moon was created 4.5 billion years ago. There were liquid oceans around 4.4 billion years ago, and the earliest life is present potentially as early as 4.3 billion years ago. For something regarded by many as unlikely, it's curious, don't you think, that almost as soon as it is given the chance, life emerges. Maybe life is inevitable. At least it was on the early Earth, because Earth has a lot of free energy and is, in effect, a giant battery. Some 4 billion years ago, our ocean was acidic and lacking in electrons, while the molten mantle just below it was alkaline and rich in electrons. A huge chemical charge imbalance that has been shown to be used to power chemical reactions that are evolving towards life. There is a consensus that somewhere on this world, where the inside of the Earth meets the outside, where the two ends of the battery meet, there was a spark of some sort. There are deep-sea hydrothermal vents, gas-filled caves, hot springs, evaporating pools, and volcanic areas totally devoid of oxygen. All have all the elements that we think are required for life to emerge to harvest this free energy source, and all would have killed us if we were able to travel back in seconds. It is proposed that Luca was a methanogen, originating at one location like these, an organism that reacted hydrogen with carbon dioxide to make methane. That's partly why a form of life evolving from scratch now is considered to be impossible, because of the oxygen concentration. Add oxygen to hydrogen, and instead of life, you've got rocket fuel. We may never know for sure if a form of life existed before our central dogma ancestral line, but that's not to say life hasn't emerged elsewhere in our galaxy, or even our solar system. Planets have been found nearby in our galaxy that are similar to Earth, and could replicate the conditions of the Earth.
allegiances mean nothing to me.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Don't cross me.
30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
They won't survive. Let's finish this quickly.
Victory!
Early Earth. Our planet is not so special. Given the thermodynamic pressure for the emergence of life, it seems as though life on another planet is an inevitability. There is volcanic activity on moons orbiting Saturn and Jupiter, providing a similar environment beneath the surface to Earth too, which is why scientists are so interested in exploring the icy moons orbiting our nearby planets. Hydrogen-rich volcanic plumes, just like those from our deep-sea vents, have been observed erupting from the surface of Saturn's moon Enceladus. Despite the extreme speed with which life appeared to emerge on Earth, the time to go from single-celled to multi-celled was 1.5 billion years. It's clearly a hard jump in complexity to evolve communication and cooperation between cells, let alone interplanetary communication with alien life forms. So, although we haven't found signs of
I'm holding on your rope, got me 10 feet off the
Over the past several days, there have been controversies surrounding the Olympics, especially that opening ceremony that was blasted by so many people. But there are some things that go beyond politics or sports or whatever. It's just about right and wrong. And when you see a man enter the ring against a woman at the Olympics, in boxing, in Paris in 2024, and deliver a beatdown, virtually everyone on all sides of the aisle say, this is insane, enough is enough, someone needs to put a stop to this before someone dies. And what we witnessed this morning was someone who had been disqualified from the International Boxing Council at the World Championships last year for having high testosterone levels and the presence of XY chromosomes. So a man got in the ring and destroyed, brutalized a woman who was forced to quit because, quite frankly, she had never been hit that hard in her life. And now everyone is reacting to this. It's evil. Fans erupt in anger after Olympic boxer alleged to have male chromosomes defeats female fighter in under a minute. And this is what we're witnessing at the end here. Let this image forever be imprinted in your brain. This is sanctioned male abuse masquerading as inclusiveness. And this is Paula Scanlon, who was teammates with Leah Thomas, the biological man, the man who broke all those different women's swimming records a few years ago. How many more female athletes need to lose out before enough is enough? And we've got some people in the entertainment industry and also people that have experience as professional fighters speaking out like Gina Carano. This is just heartbreaking. Shame on the Olympics. Non è gusto, it's not fair, says Angela, breaking down in tears for something she worked so hard for. Her dream to compete on the Olympic stage shattered because it's not a fair competition. Non è gusto, I don't know if I'm saying that right, I'm not Italian. I stand with Angela Carini. Hold your head high, Angela. And let's just show you guys, less than a minute into this fight, and this is what we witness.
Solid straight right hand.
That was it. It was that one punch, solid straight right hand to the face, and she basically just goes over and tells her team, I can't go. I can't go anymore. And just look at some of these images. Her crying in the aftermath at the press conference saying, I wanted to fight for my father. You know, there was a lot of controversy going into this, getting in the ring with this man. However, I wanted to do my best and I couldn't. For my health, I had to walk away because I'd never been hit that hard. I've never been hit so hard in my life. Italian Olympian Angela Carini lasted 46 seconds before quitting due to how painful it was. It's just a shame the Olympics allowed this to happen. And this is where we're at when it comes to these crazy gender activists. And someone who's been fighting them for a long time, of course, is J.K. Rowling. Let me pause this. Olympics notoriously bad with copyright, guys. So you got to be very, very careful. I run a sports channel. I've dealt with it before. They are very copyright block heavy on anything Olympics related. But J.K. Rowling, watch this whole thread, then explain why you're okay with a man beating a woman in public for your entertainment. This isn't a sport. From the bullying sheet in red all the way up to the organizers who allow this to happen, this is men reveling in their power over women. Just look at this entire thread. Again, I'm not going to play it over and over again because we've seen time and time again Olympics very copyright block heavy. But just look at this shot.
Between Angela Carini and Iman Khalif.
That was the one that kind of ended it. Boom, right there. IOC allowed this male boxer to fight a woman. He won. Fight abandoned after 46 seconds. This is fair play for women, by the way. And you can see, non egoisto, it's not fair. It's not fair, and it's not. It's not fair that all this had to happen this way. And the fact that this is where we are now when it comes to whether you're talking about bathrooms, whether you're talking about sports, this is something that matters. This is a real thing that is happening despite people wanting to say, oh, it never happens. A person who is revealed to have XY chromosomes, a male. Now, whether you want to get into transgender or maybe one of those few intersex cases, whatever, this is someone that has the biological characteristics of a man. This is a man in the ring with a woman. They were outlawed by the IBC, but the International Olympics Committee are the ones that get to determine the rules. They allowed this dude to get in the ring and is now pummeling women. And it's just completely and totally disgusting. You've got Gina Carano and J.K. Rowling. You know, those two probably don't agree on a wide variety of things politically, but one thing that nearly
these tariffs are meant to discourage imports of these critical materials and goods from China. They're so targeted that ultimately the effect is that it creates certain winners and losers. You know, as an economist, we're looking at what the impact is on inflation, on growth. These tariffs are probably not going to go away. They would likely be implemented going forward.
A new offensive in the trade war between the United States and China is delayed. Steep new tariffs on imports from China were meant to kick in on August 1st. Now, the U.S. Trade Representative Office postponed the measures. With me here to discuss is Bernard Yaros from Oxford Economics. Bernard, these tariffs were announced with a big fanfare by President Biden. Could it be that the United States is backing down?
These tariffs, you know, they represent a turn in policy, especially industrial policy here in the U.S.
The video game industry is going through a very tough time. While yes, it is making the most amount of money it ever has, and we're seeing record high budgets, we're also seeing an absolute boatload of layoffs. And now we have the Destiny creator Bungie going through layoffs and blaming them on tough economy, but a lot of people don't believe them and think that it's years of virtue signaling finally catching up with them. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content, the most amount of money over several years, we obviously can see through earnings reports, games that have been successes and failures, and we have seen a track record of games that are extremely woke being failures. Like all of the Sweet Baby titles, they go in, they DEI-ify them, and then they end up being flops. And Bungie is now going through all these layoffs, but a lot of people think that it's years of virtue signaling catching up with them. This is a Bounding into Comics article. It says Bungie CEO Pete Parsons announced significant changes for the game development studio. The top of those changes will be
Let's finish this quickly.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn."
They won't survive.
Minions have spawned.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Only fools pledge life to honor. I never compromise. Wet my blade. Don't cross me. On the razor's edge.
First blood. An ally has been slain.
Let's finish this quick. They won't survive. Nowhere to hide. Nowhere to hide. Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Piercing winds!
Go left, human. Go left.
Only fools have life to honor.
An enemy has been slain.
I never compromise. cross me. On the razor. Another body for the gun.
An enemy has been slain.
They won't survive.
An enemy has been slain.
Nothing to me. This is no challenge. Only fools pledge life to honor. I never compromise. Kissing wind! This is my fate. Nowhere to hide!
Killing spree.
Don't cross me. On the razor's edge. Let's finish this quickly. They won't survive. There's nowhere to hide.
Rampage.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Only fools
An
pledge
ally
life
has
to
been
honor.
slain. Shut down.
I never compromise.
An enemy has been slain.
Let's finish this quickly. They won't survive.
An enemy has been slain.
There's nowhere to hide. Their bones will wet my blade.
Killing spree. An enemy has been slain.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Only fools pledge life to honor.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I never compromise.
Slain. Has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. Slain.
On the razor's edge. Let's finish this quickly.
Enemy double kill.
There's nowhere to hide. Nothing to me.
Rampage.
Fools pledge life to honor. I never compromise.
Double kill. On the razor's edge. This is no challenge. Let's finish this quickly. Storm of blades. Enjoy the taste of steel. Killing spree. An enemy has been slain. Killing spree. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Only fools pledge life to honor.
Unstoppable.
I never compromise. Don't cross me.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Their bones will wet my blade.
Double kill.
On the razor's edge. Let's finish this quickly. They won't survive. There's nowhere to hide.
Enemy double kill.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Another body for the gunner.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Only fools pledge life to honor. I never compromise. Prepare to meet an ally. Don't cross me. On the razor's edge. Let's finish this quickly. They won't survive.
An enemy has been slain.
This mean nothing.
Has destroyed a turret.
Don't cross me.
Your turret has been destroyed.
This is no challenge.
Your turret has been destroyed. Slain.
Let's finish this quickly.
An ally has been slain. Shut down.
They won't survive.
Now that is what I want to see.
There's nowhere
has destroyed. Killing spree.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
Rampage.
Only fools pledge life to honor.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I never compromise.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Don't cross me.
An enemy has been slain. Unstoppable. Your team has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Let's finish this quickly.
Shut down.
They won't survive. There's nowhere to hide. Your allegiance is
Killing blooms into artwork.
Flame purifies.
Only fools pledge life to honor.
Double kill. Double kill.
I never compromise.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
Razor's edge. Let's finish this quickly.
Shut down. Rampage. Shut down.
Pathetic. There's nowhere to hide. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
Has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Another body for the gutter. Don't cross me. Razor's edge.
Enemy rampage. An enemy has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed.
Art shall blossom from your field.
They won't survive. Their bones will wet my blade.
Enemy double kill.
nowhere to hide.
Has no
Allegiance is nothing to me. Only fools pledge life to honor. I never compromise.
An enemy has been slain.
Don't cross me.
Shut down. An ally has been slain. Rampage.
On the razor's edge.
Waste away.
Let's finish this quickly. They won't survive. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
That's only deep inside life to honor.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I never
Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Double kill. An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. An ally has been slain.
An almost 20% reduction of their workforce through layoffs. He is blaming rising development costs, industry shifts, and enduring economic conditions. Now, we know the games cost a lot of money to make, but at the same time, we haven't really heard about development costs rising. Obviously, if you're a Bethesda working on an Elder Scrolls 6 or a Rockstar working on a Grand Theft Auto 6, yeah, you're shoving tons of money into projects, but you would think Bungie, a company that keeps one game going for many years, would be able to kind of manage costs, right? Because it's not like they're putting out 4 games every 2 years. They're putting out one game that spans several years, and they're simply creating expansions, which of course are a fraction of the cost of a real game, like a full game. Yeah, obviously they still cost money to make, but at the same time, we're not talking about them releasing a new AAA game every year. It says because of this, Bungie will refocus its development efforts entirely on its flagship franchises, Destiny and Marathon. And keep in mind, there is a Marathon remake coming out, and that's been delayed already. And I think that it will be popular, but I don't think it's going to quite be the massive game that they're really expecting it to be. Like, I have obviously seen some hype regarding Marathon, but I haven't seen an insane amount, maybe just because people are waiting for more news and teasers and trailers. But at this point in time, there aren't a lot of people talking about it. It says impact on workforce starting today, 220 roles will be eliminated, and the mass layoffs represent about roughly 17% of Bungie's workforce. This will impact all levels of the company, including executive and senior leadership positions. So it really seems like they're getting rid of a lot of people. And of course, they're trying to play it down, saying, oh, you know, in addition to these reductions, you know, it all comes down to strategic changes. We know that Bungie is collaborating with PlayStation Studios leadership to spin out one of its incubation projects, an action game set in a new sci-fi universe. This project will form a new studio within PlayStation Studios, allowing it to continue its development independently. But of course, while we're getting all of these reasons that they're saying is why they're laying people off, a lot of people don't believe them. The reactions were very swift online that pointed to multiple of instances of hypocrisy by the studio and its CEO. Manga Lawyer had made a post saying Bungie spent 2 years virtue signaling about everything except video games. During this time, their developers aggressively attacked gamers and became obsessed with pronouns and claims of justice, often targeting white males. 2 years later, the same company fired 200 people. And yeah, I don't think it's far-fetched to believe that these years of insulting customers, not giving people what they want, and not creating new innovative products has caught up with them. I think that it is a plethora of reasons, but I do think that virtue signaling is up there. People only want to play games. That's all that it boils down to. People are not buying a Bungie game to support their employees' activism. We're supporting their games to play their games. And instead, we've had many people at this company, and of course a lot of companies in the industry, aggressively attacking gamers and basically saying if you don't like it, don't buy it, and people are not, and it's finally catching up with them. Of course, we have seen them make posts about Black Lives Matter. We have seen them make posts about Pride. At Bungie, they also went through a massive Latinx controversy, where they were talking about, you know, Latin Appreciation Month, but they were talking just about Latinx, and that was the term that they used, which people didn't like. And of course, people are zeroing in on the CEO, Manga Lawyer did, on Pete Parsons himself and the virtue signaling found within his X account. Manga Lawyer said, in part, this is what happens when you prioritize sending a message over quality, and it's true. I mean, this is plastered all over his social media, and we're not talking about somebody who is just an individual here. We're talking about a CEO, and a lot of people think that this is really cringe-inducing. But it wasn't just Manga Lawyer. There are many people attacking him and Bungie. Even people on the left are roasting the CEO and studio leadership. My Name is Biff said leadership needs to be changed. Their decisions have consistently led to disaster for everyone who has actually been making the games we play. They've been reckless with the studio, its employees, and its franchises. The problem is clear. Bad leadership. It needs to change. And all the stories are continuing to pour out about Parsons' treatment of employees in the past. There are many people that are coming out, actually, and one that was very, very prominent for me that I noticed was the Bungie CEO, Pete Parsons, inviting some of their employees to see his new cars 2 days before laying them off. The Sam Bartley had made a post saying, Howard, you did this, you chose this. I'm already listed as do not work with and I don't care anymore. You lied to my face, straight to it. You also invited me to come and see your new cars 2 days before you laid me off. 2 fucking days. And he actually decided to lock down his social media because he was receiving so much backlash, and he seems like a scumbag. Let's be honest. If you're inviting people to see your new cars 2 days before you lay them off.
Alex Kurtzman has done untold damage to Star.
Not only did the opening ceremony to the Olympics in Paris cause shock and disgust around the world, public opinion of the event is unlikely to improve after a, shall we say, stunning and brave boxer left a biological female boxer in tears after giving up, realizing she had no chance of winning. But rather than looking inwards and doing some soul-searching there over why the viewers recoiled from events and incidents like these, the organizers instead took a cue from what Disney and Lucasfilm have done on such occasions in the past, and immediately blamed you, the audience, for their own failures. Let's dive in. This video is sponsored by Black Forest Supplements. We don't usually cover sports here at Midnight's Edge, but there is something noteworthy about this whole Olympics ordeal, and it certainly has echoes of what we have been going through in the realm of blockbuster entertainment for years now. To it, fan-favorite characters have been destroyed, reduced into broken husks of what they used to be, while gender-fluid soy boys are promoted as something desirable, which would explain why a new breed of girl bosses don't need no man. But when the paying audience complains about any of this, then of course it is the audience that is the problem for not embracing the inclusivity of this programming. But all of this has real-world consequences, and it's not just that the weak, the obese, and the subjugated are the ones being pushed by the media. We're bombarded with estrogenic chemicals from plastics, junk food, and sedentary lifestyles that will turn us all into what they promote in no time flat. Luckily, there is hope, and that would be NMN. That's nicotine metabolism and GI. Not just having tried it out, this move is not things can help you out. With that, it's demonstrating both the history and contemporary culture of the host nations. Though in recent decades, because of that contemporary culture bit, some opening ceremonies have taken on qualities that some find rather disturbing. For instance, the opening ceremony in Beijing in 2008 saw more than 2,000 drum to the same beat, with every move and even every smile in complete unison, with no hint of individuality, something which caused mixed reactions in nations not under the complete control of the CCP. The 2012 opening ceremony in London was overall a fantastic ordeal, with the exception of the tribute to the NHS, that is, the British National Health Service, what with the pre-TikTok dancing nurses, the virus, the sick people, and death itself, did not age well once the lockdowns hit nearly a decade later. Or it aged all too well, according to some. But let's move up to Paris, because that took the cake. So much so, in fact, that the backlash was so severe that they're scrubbing it off the internet and issuing copyright strikes to anyone caught reposting videos of the events. In one sequence, you had reasonably normal people dancing, not a care in the world, as more and more of them fell down and died suddenly. Then you had a stunning and brave bearded individual that danced and joined other
I never compromise.
Vengeance is at hand. Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
There's nowhere to hide. Enjoy the taste of steel. Your
First
allegiances
blood.
mean nothing to me. Let's finish this quickly. They won't survive. Don't cross me. This way. Only fools pledge life to honor. On the razor's edge.
Shine bright!
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Never compromise. There's nowhere to hide. Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Let's finish this quickly. They won't survive. Don't cross me.
An ally has been slain.
Life to honor. On the razor's edge. I never compromise. There's nowhere to hide. nothing to me.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Another body for the gutter.
An ally has been slain.
Let's finish this quickly. They won't survive. Don't cross me. Pathetic.
You don't like me? Well, I'd rather talk to a statue.
Only fools pledge life to honor. This is no challenge.
An enemy has been slain.
On the razor's edge. I never compromise.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
There's nowhere to hide. Their bones will wet my blade. Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Let's finish this quickly.
An ally has been slain.
They won't survive.
Shut down.
Don't cross me.
Enemy killing spree.
Fools pledge life to honor. On the razor's edge.
An enemy has been slain.
I never compromise. There's nowhere to hide.
Ally has been slain.
Resources mean nothing to me. Let's finish this quickly.
You have been slain. An enemy has been slain. Double kill.
They won't survive.
Somewhere? Excellent shot. Calibrating.
Shut down.
Don't cross me. Only fools pledge life to honor.
Slain. Enemy rampage. Your turret has been destroyed.
I never compromise. Take two of these!
Enemy killing spree.
There's nowhere to hide. Your allegiance is Let's finish this quickly. Incision! They won't survive.
An enemy is unstoppable.
Don't cross me. Only fools pledge life to honor.
An enemy is dominating.
I never compromise.
Such a waste.
Enemy is godlike. Enemy rampage. An enemy has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed.
There's nowhere to hide. Let's finish this quickly. They won't survive. Don't cross me.
An enemy is dominating. An enemy is legendary.
Duty as charged. Shine bright!
Only fools pledge life to honor.
Legendary. Shut down. Double kill.
Freeze them in their place.
An enemy is legendary.
On the razor's edge. I never compromise. Charlie bad. Aggressive treatment. Let's finish this.
Your turret has been destroyed. An ally has been slain. Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
They won't survive.
You have been slain. You have slain an enemy. An enemy is legendary.
So, it has come to this.
Recommend aggressive treatment.
Our bomb
I never compromise.
An ally has been slain. Ally has been slain.
There's nowhere to hide.
An ally has been slain. An enemy is legendary. Your turret has been destroyed.
We recommend aggressive treatment.
Defeat.
Assorted body-positive and gender-fluid drag queens and commies for a recreation of the Last Supper. Oh, and lest we forget, the supper itself consisted of fruit and a blue, naked gay man. And to remove any doubt that they were going for Christian iconography here, there was a pale horse coming in over the water, which I do believe is referenced in the Bible, though Johnny Cash can quote that better than I ever could.
And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse.
Cling to power by subverting the will of the majority of the earth, and for which he was due. This was the D8, Bud Light, or even Target level. And viewership.
Your phone needs a mouse case. And here's why. When people get in
anything to anyone other than Christians. Hence, we of course are really sorry. So in other words, this was their way of celebrating Christians. You should be appalled and explain that first and foremost, and drink till you lose all inhibitions, so you can screw up, which is not at all what someone like his mind, both of which fall within was incorporated into Christianity to a large extent.
Star Trek.
How has everything become so toxic? It used to be that if you were a fan of Star Trek, you liked Star Trek.
No money, socialist utopia thing turns out to be a fact.
Now it seems like half of the people who call themselves Star Trek fans hate Star Trek. Maybe it's because it's changing.
When you got your dramas, one of these days we'll repay you, we'll pay you.
What the hell? She's pretty fast.
They're fast. They, not she. I've never felt like a she.
Whether that be through Discovery,
This conversation's over. This is the end of the conversation.
Captain, if I could.
You can't.
The
conversation's over.
or Strange New Worlds,
The logical move would be to surrender.
I think there's more to life than logic, and so I suspect you.
Captain Christopher Pegg. That's me. Computer and program? Never mind.
the content has been constantly getting worse.
Pew, 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 but I see a pew, pew, pew. Just hit them all until it goes pew, pew.
This is from a man who seems to understand Star Trek. He can describe it when asked. To love Star Trek is to love abstruse science, cowboy diplomacy, complex moral dilemmas, and questions about the meaning of existence. It's ultimately a show about the most amazing vision of optimism ever to be put on screen in science fiction. All you need is 2 minutes on the news to feel hopeless now. Star Trek is honestly the best balm you could ever hope for. But despite this, none of his shows match what he's talking about.
On your knees, fuck.
And many people may say Star Trek is dead already, but I question how it can be, when it's about to get much, much worse.
Okay, ladies, now let's get information. I say.
Unless you believe in necromancy, in which case, fair enough. Because at SDCC, we got a load of trailers and panels describing what's next for Star Trek. You may have thought that Paramount was about to run out of money. Oh no. They are doubling down on everything Kurtzman. Because on the one hand, we have Section 31, and on the other, we have the King of Cringe. Actually, I'm not sure I can use that title. It describes them both. How did they describe it again at SDCC?
Why don't we just say that it's the first live-action Star Trek comedy?
Woo! I think we'll start with that. Section 31 can come afterwards. Because if I have an aneurysm talking about it, I won't be able to finish the video. The live-action comedy panel was a disaster right from the start.
Remember how that lady was like, yo, we need some more black people Star Trek?
Yeah, that's what she said verbatim,
That was interesting.
We've already got a level of the comedy which is going to be told here, and I use comedy not only in inverted commas, but also with every ounce of English condescension I can physically manage. This is going to be the level of comedy.
It's an interesting thing that she brought up.
Yeah,
right?
it was interesting.
Alex, don't you think that's interesting as well? I think it's really interesting.
The entire panel is done this way, and they keep referring to the fact that we're going off script here.
And now this is super off script. I do want to say one quick thing about my friend Alex here.
This is scripted. This is their comedy. This is what they think is funny. We are really aiming at that 69 IQ demographic, aren't we? You know, the only 69 in the entire universe, which isn't nice.
All right, guys, got something to tell you. Tani and I are pregnant.
Wait, what?
You have to remember, all of this is done in front of a live audience. It should have a built-in laugh track. Still not funny, even when they're telling you when to laugh. Many people have said that The Big Bang Theory is a show about clever people, written by stupid people, for stupid people. I think this is worse.
I gotta say, dear white people, whether or not you're afraid of the title, I don't know, which y'all been watching.
Oh yeah, sorry, did I forget to mention that? This is from the writer of Apparently Dear White People.
The show's racist.
Black people can't be racist. Racism describes a system of disadvantage based on race.
Oh, sorry, are you afraid of the title? I'm not afraid of it, I just think it explains everything I need to explain about you. The title is basically intellectual shorthand for and as ever, we find out what's really important about Star Trek to them. They've obviously been fans their entire life. These are the biggest Trekkies you're gonna find this side of the universe.
Plus what, like, new fan doesn't dream of writing tracks. New fan.
When they get surprised, they start swearing in Klingon.
I don't really do hour-long. It's not my wheelhouse. It's not my genre. I love half-hour.
And so obviously, in their TV show, what they want to bring is an authenticity to the Star Trek universe.
I just feel like I've never been more ready to put my stamp on this universe, and that's what we're gonna do. That's what me and Justin are gonna do together.
Sorry, did I say authenticity? I meant it's all about me, folks. It's about me and my stamp, and that may be Star Trek, but I don't care about that. I want to stamp it with my face. What's that? Decades-old IP? It's not as important as me, though, is it? Have you seen me? I mean, come on. Nothing could possibly be more important than me.
Ready to put my stamp on this universe?
Star Trek will just be better if it's done in my image. And just in case I hadn't convinced you with their earlier scripted comedy sequences about just how funny these people are, well, let's hear them describe a TV show in their hilarious manner.
People on a thing, shenanigans. Uh-oh.
I don't know, you might need to go to hospital, those sides will be splitting, but come on, calm down a second. Don't take a drink of water or you will ruin your computer monitor, because what she's about to say is about to make Ricky Gervais quit comedy.
How about this? Shenan me one.
finish this quickly.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Another body for the gun. Only fools pledge life to honor. This is no challenge. Enjoy. Don't cross me. I never compromise.
First blood. An ally has been slain. Double kill.
On the razor's edge.
An ally has been slain.
They won't survive. Piercing wind!
An ally has been slain.
There's nowhere to hide. Let's finish this quickly. Your allegiances mean nothing to me. Out! Only fools pledge life to honor.
My heart,
Enemy double kill.
Don't cross me. I never compromise. Steel gale will wet my on the razor's edge. They won't survive. There's nowhere to hide. Let's finish this quickly. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
An ally has been slain.
Don't cross me. I never compromise. This blade's my favorite. On the razor's edge. They won't survive.
An enemy has been slain.
There's nowhere to hide. Let's finish this quickly. Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Blades. Only fools pledge life to honor. Pathetic.
An ally has been slain.
Don't cross.
Shut down.
I never compromise.
An ally has been slain.
On the razor's edge.
An enemy has been slain.
They won't survive. There's nowhere to hide. Let's finish this quickly.
An ally has been slain.
Your allegiance is nothing.
An ally has been slain.
Only fools pledge life to honor.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
This is no challenge.
An enemy has been slain.
I never compromise.
Step right up.
Okay.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
They won't survive.
An ally has been slain.
If only you...
There's nowhere to hide.
An ally has been slain.
Let's finish this quickly.
An ally has been slain.
There's nothing to see.
Your turret has been destroyed. An ally has been slain.
Life to honor.
Your turret has been destroyed. Killing spree.
Steady.
Shut down.
Don't cross me.
Shut down.
I never compromise.
Ally has been slain.
Look out!
They won't survive.
You have slain an enemy. Your turret has been destroyed.
No
An ally has been slain. Killing spree. An ally has been slain. Shut down.
What is one more? Spirit.
Enemy killing spree.
Headshot.
Slain.
You fought nice, boy. That's the only.
Pledge life to honor.
An ally has been slain.
Okay.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain. Enemy double kill. Shut down. Has been destroyed. An ally has been slain.
Your allegiances mean nothing to me.
As expected.
Enjoy the taste of steel. Only fools pledge life to honor.
Steady. Exemplary.
Don't cross me.
Enemy double kill. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Defeat.
Shame on me. Shenan me twice. You best believe I'm going to shenan again.
In shame that this is what his industry has been reduced to. And continuing the comedy, but also giving a bit more information, every TV show has a target demographic. See if you can work out who that is with this joke.
How about this? Vibes.
That's it.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
Vibes.
If you were thinking people with no kids, cats, and depression who have under 70 IQ, then you're either the smartest man alive or have just been paying attention to Hollywood over the last 10 years.
Why don't you say that's the first live-action Star Trek comedy?
Woo! Because let's face it, if you ever wanted that to work, you would have needed somebody on the same quality level of Rowan Atkinson. Or just watch The Orville. Just watch The Orville. It's way better. Although after the first few episodes, not really much of a comedy. Just more of an honest Star Trek show than Kurtzman's. By the way, this clip from Strange New Worlds, I didn't touch the music, I swear. No, seriously, these people are wearing the skin suit of Star Trek.
People, shenanigans. Uh-oh.
Everything I once found dull now seems to be fascinating.
What can I say? People with a lower IQ, far more easily pleased. Strange New Worlds really is highbrow entertainment.
Wow, your ears are so pointy.
Yes, at the panel, they released 5 minutes of footage from Strange New Worlds. This was a clip that they selected. They thought it was the best thing to showcase their new series. And what were they doing in it? Yes, crapping on Spock again.
4 1/2 Vulcans to beam down. Energize.
This is something that Strange New Worlds does all the time. They're obsessed with telling Spock that actually logic isn't the correct way of being. Just give in to your emotions and, like a child does. Yes, just act like a scared little girl. Some may question why they're obsessed with this idea, but I think it's simple enough. Spock embraces logic. Stoicism. Stoicism is inherently masculine, and as Hollywood is obsessed with destroying that so they can embrace weakness and emotions. Oh, it's your feelings which are more important. Obviously, they despise Spock and have to humiliate him in every turn.
Ironic, because I was constantly reminded that I was logically the least welcome member present.
This came to a head in my favourite episode of the series, where a woman in the Shakespearean sense of the word appeared into the show to seduce Spock.
The logical move would be to surrender.
I think there's more to life than logic, and so I suspect you.
To tell him that he doesn't need to embrace logic, his emotions are what matters most.
I urge you to consider that you do not need to be either Vulcan or human.
And that actually he's suppressing the true side of it.
Don would stop worrying if he was being too emotional, too logical. I wish he would have let himself be scared.
No. All those pesky rules about how you're supposed to behave, those don't matter. No.
The question isn't what you are, it's who you are.
How you feel is the most important. Have you considered going to therapy and having a little cry?
All species put things into boxes. Sometimes we act a certain way to fit people's expectations.
Who you feel you should be is the most important.
That's not necessarily who
we are.
This thinking led to the new clip, where the crew were giving a serum which turns them into Vulcans.
Motions feel overwhelming. Oh, I cannot handle.
Except they're not really Vulcans, they were just given